Are you dealing with obsessive thoughts, the same thoughts running through your head all day, hour after hour, perhaps minute after minute? Welcome in, fam. Much love, Traff here. What do you do? This can be debilitating. It can be distracting. And if it's you, you're not alone. We're going to talk about today what you can do and how to think about it and how to frame it. But I think it's a pretty common thing. We can't look into each other's brains. We don't really know what each other's thinking. But it's something that probably most of us deal with. It's something that more of us deal with than others, but at times when you have the same thought over and over, and sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's harmful. But thinking about mistakes you made when I used to play Magic tournaments, man, I still think about mistakes that I made. Some of them I thought had the same thought so many times. Think about relationships, think about a person all the time. That will happen. Or you think about there's some problem with your family or something you should have said or should have done, and you think about that over and over. That's a real common scenario that you can probably relate to. So what can you do? What should you do? How can you live with it? And I think, again, the first thing is realizing, hey, I'm not alone. A lot of us are dealing with this. And by the way, in 2015, I wrote a little free ebook. I think there's a link to this in the description, called Mental Mastery, dealing with ways to take control of our thinking, take control of our thoughts. It's really important because our thoughts lead to our feelings and our actions and our results in life. So if you're really distracted and thinking about the wrong things or having negative thoughts, repetitive, obsessive negative thoughts, self-hatred, stuff like that, then you're going to have a lot of problems. So ideally, you want to have a good strategy for how to handle this. So I recommend checking out that little free book. There's a link to that down below. In this video, we're going to go over some ideas and some strategies. And the first one is, if you're going to have obsessive thoughts, try to make them good, right? If you're going to have obsessive thoughts, try to make them helpful. Try to make them repeating good memories, things that you did well or things that you're proud of, right? Think about the time you did something awesome, or think about how well things went, or think about repetitive thoughts of affirmations, love for yourself, that sort of a thing. If you have those same thoughts over and over, that's not a problem, right? That's probably what you want, actually. So the problem isn't repetitive thoughts, the problem is negative repetitive thoughts. And you can artificially and manually take some control of yourself, and one good way to do that is to reprogramming is put notes on your wall of things that you want to think, right? I recommended this before. I'm always big on this, is putting up positive affirmation thoughts that I want to have on my wall that I can see every day. Also, you can reprogram your thoughts by YouTube, listening to people who use phrases and words and think in a way that you want to think. If you're here on YouTube, then I'm trying to do my best for you in helping you have helpful thought patterns, helpful speaking patterns rather than negative and harmful ones, right? So what are some other strategies that we can do to take control of our obsessive thinking? One is completing thoughts. If you have a negative thought that isn't particularly helpful, maybe you can go back and finish the thought and complete it in a way that's useful. An example being, if you think like, oh man, I'm a loser, people have that, and you can relate to that as well, of thoughts like that. Well, complete it. Maybe I'm a loser, but I'm not a quitter. I'm persistent. Eventually I will win. That sort of a thing. You also argue with yourself. That can work. Or part of that as well is questioning yourself, like, do I keep thinking that? How is that useful for me? What can I do? Right? And ask yourself, what's the best case scenario? What changes can I make now in the present? I also recommend journaling is really helpful. Right, I keep having this thought. I'm not sure how to feel about it. Get it down on a piece of paper. You can talk to people about it. Like, I keep thinking about this, I'm not sure. Because a lot of the times, obsessive thoughts are around things that are unresolved. Sometimes it's things that are resolved in the past, but a lot of the time it's on things that are unresolved. Like, you're not sure how this new job is going to go, so you're thinking about it all the time. You're not sure how this relationship will go, so you're thinking about it all the time, right? So you can speak it out of your head. You can speak a lot of things out of your head. You can resolve them by talking about them, or take action to resolve them, and then you're not really going to think about it anymore because it's resolved. Your brain's going to move on to the next thing. And I think that's something to realize, is your brain's always going to be fixating on something. You're always going to be thinking about something. It's just a matter of what that thing is, what it's going to be, and trying to guide yourself in the right direction so your thoughts are helpful and not harmful, but always going to have them. So, hope you find that useful and helpful. Appreciate you. If you have an idea of other ways to combat obsessive thoughts and make them help you, turn them into repetitive, helpful thoughts, then please share that in the comments down below. If you have, if you're struggling, then if you want to, you can share down below. You can message me. That's okay. And again, I recommend you go check out the free ebook that I wrote a while back. I'm pretty sure there should be a link in the description. Mental Mastery. Go check that out. So thank you. I appreciate you, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Peace.